distinguished invited guests, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Forces. Shall we please rise?
Can you small bit? Can you small? Okay.
His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Grand Commander of the Republic of Sierra Leone will now inspect the extended quarter guard. Our distinguished guest of honor is accompanied by the First Lady, Madam First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the mother of the nation is here with him. End of inspection, permission granted. Wherever you are, it's the moment we have been waiting for. His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Grand Commander of the Republic of Sierra Leone, with Madam First Lady, the mother of the nation. We shall please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you. Well done. Well done, Armed Forces Regimental Band, for the national anthem. Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Grand Commander of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Brigadier General retired Dr. Julius Maada Bio, Madam First Lady, Mother of the Nation, Cabinet Ministers and Deputy Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, our distinguished generals, especially the Chief of Defense Staff, Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, heads of ministries, departments, and agencies, senior military and police officers, both serving and retired, our friends from the media, officers, men and women of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, esteemed invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Colonel I. Bangrura, the Master of Ceremony for this program. Indeed, it's a great honor and privilege to have you in our midst on this memorable occasion marking the turning of the sword ceremony for the construction of the 34 Military Hospital, American International University. Thank God today is Monday, the 15th day of the 5th month in the year of our Lord 2023. Before we commence the program proper, let me respectfully invite the Forces Chief Imam and Chaplain to commit this program to the Almighty God for His divine intervention. Forces Chief Imam and Forces Chief Chaplain, you are respectfully invited.
Assalamu alaikum. طالب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلمات, meaning seeking knowledge is a duty bound for every believers, males and female, and therefore knowledge is power. Allahumma anta safi'u la safi'a ila sifa'uka. Allah, the Lord of mankind, you are the curer, and there is no cure except for your cure, and cure that leaves no disease.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه الأجمعين. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت أحد صمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم أنت الذي أمرتنا بدعائك وأتنا باستجابتك فاستجب لنا كل ما دعوناك يا إله. يا آمر بطلب العلم جئنا هنا لتكليف مؤسسة تعليمية فتقبلها منا يا رب العالمين يا ذا الجلال والإكرام برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وجلالك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. الفاتحة للخير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
We continue with the Christian prayers assisted with missionaries. One of them will read a verse and then one will pray to conclude the Lord's Prayer.
Praise be to God. I'm going to be reading from Psalm 127 and verse 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, waketh but in vain.
As a reading taken from the book of Hebrews, chapter 3, verse 4, it reads, For every house is built by some man, but he that built all things is God. This is the word of God.
Father, we thank you so much in the Lord Jesus Christ for the American of Sierra Leone. We thank you so much for all the healing that will take place as a result of this wonderful, wonderful hospital. We ask this in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
The Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is thy kingdom, power, and thy glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen.
Let me thank Lieutenant Colonel Padre Joseph Tobi Alusansise and Alhaji Major ABS Kamara very much for the Muslim and Christian prayers. Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Southern Armed Forces, Madam First Lady, esteemed invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with the program, please permit me to make a few amendments on the program. Very soon we will have the welcome address and declaration of purpose. Then we go to statements. From the statements, we have the signing of agreement between the African University, Madam First Lady, and the Minister of Defense. But before the statement by Madam First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, we have a side attraction coming up for the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. And the vote of thanks will come immediately after the keynote address by His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. Without much ado, let me now respectfully invite the Commanding Officer, Joint Medical Unit, Colonel Dr. Stephen Sivali, to respectfully deliver the welcome address and declaration of prayer.
His Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Fountain of Honor, the Supreme Head of State and the Leader of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Brigadier General Retired Julius Maada Bio, Her Excellency the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Maada Bio, Excellencies and representatives from embassies, Ministers of State, the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General Retired Kelly Conte, Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General P.K. Lavahun, Head of Parastatals, Generals, Senior Officers, men and women of the Al Slav, the NGO community, members of Parliament, or I should say former members of Parliament, because Parliament is closed now, staff of the 34 Military Hospital, distinguished invited guests, members from the 4th Estate, good morning. I am Colonel Dr. Stephen Sivali, Commander for the Joint Medical Unit, inclusive of 34 Military Hospital, which is our highest level of care, and a government referral hospital. In order that I may properly welcome this audience and establish the purpose of this occasion, I wish to first and foremost set the context. Honestly, I have not found a better way to do this other than quoting His Excellency the President himself. Your Excellency, sir, during your special invitation as a champion of education to address the Global Summit in the UK on Thursday, 29th July 2021, you made a submission. I quote, "Access to quality education is a fundamental human right. We want sure human capital development is inclusive, targeting all levels, and be the trigger for good of my country." End of quote. This statement clearly sets obligations for all institutions of your vision and national priorities. The RSLAF and by extension the 34 Military Hospital is not only acquiring human capital, but it is also bolstering its equipment capacity, infrastructure. Sir, kindly permit me to mention your wife, Her Excellency Fatima Madabio, has championed massive infrastructural development in the 34 Military Hospital. In the last 2 to 3 years, our First Lady, through her personal efforts, lobbying goodwill ambassadors, mobilizing resources, supervising, it is more like she works at the 34 Military Hospital. She has been able to transform the 34 Military Hospital from a 150-bed old structure to more than 600 beds. Sure. Including furniture and equipment. To give you details, we have moved from a 30-bed old-fashioned pediatric unit to a 100-bed pediatric unit with a private wing. We have moved from a 20-bed female surgical department to more than 100 bed and with a special theater attached. We have moved our male surgical unit from a 31 bed to more than 100 beds, and we have attached a dialysis unit for people with kidney failure. We have moved to a level where we have constructed 3 separate theaters to support surgical services. But that is not all. Her Excellency, we have constructed a Center of Excellence. This Center of Excellence is dedicated to serve victims of rape, sexual and gender-based violence. We have provided in this Center of Excellence a platform for multi-stakeholder engagement in which our doctors will provide clinical services to victims. We have provided a platform to engage with the Sierra Leone police to pursue investigations for violations. We have provided offices for counseling and psychological services to trauma victims. We have provided a platform for other organizations like the Rainbow, other women organizations and NGOs to provide support for women and girls who are victims of gender-based violence. So this means you have not only addressed prevention of gender-based violence, you have not only strengthened prosecution of perpetrators, but also now you are addressing rehabilitation of victims and their families. We have more. We have established a diagnostic and imaging center through collaboration and public-private partnership. We have a brand new CT scan right now deployed and operational at the 34 Military Hospital. This is besides ultrasound and X-ray services. We have improved financial and material accountability and many more. In order to optimize all these gains as prescribed by your vision, Your Excellency, the President, sir, the First Lady, Madam Fatima Madabio, has coordinated a collaboration amongst the RSLAF, the Madabio Foundation, and the American International University to establish a public-private partnership that will actualize a medical school that is capable of holding 4,000 students. And this is why we are here. We are here to turn the sword for the construction of a medical school that will be 42 meters high, taller than any building in this immediate environment. We are going to turn the sword for a medical school that will have state-of-art technology, that will deploy online platform for teaching and learning. We are going to deploy lecturers with distinction recruited both locally and overseas. We are here to turn the sword for a medical school that will provide training to Sierra Leoneans and foreign students. We will provide training so that our Sierra Leoneans will become medical doctors. We will provide training that our Sierra Leoneans will become pharmacists. We will provide training in dentistry. We will provide higher diploma and degree level training for nurses, for laboratory technicians, and other medical related courses. This means we are positioned to provide human capacity development to hundreds and thousands of Sierra Leoneans as enshrined in His Excellency's, the President's vision. So today marks a definite transition that 34 Military Hospital is going to be a teaching hospital, but also a premier facility in the sub-region. For this, we are grateful. I want to extend special regards to the President and Director of the American International University, Dr. Shukla, for his collaboration and commitment to invest in the 34 Military Hospital. It will be remiss of me if I fail to appreciate the Minister of Technical and Higher Education, who has spent most of his life developing capacity in education in this country and has always provided special support to the 34 Military Hospital, which I recall since like the last COVID-19 pandemic and up to this moment. I have to specially recognize the Minister of Health for his support to the 34 Military Hospital. And now let me just mention, during the last accident that involves the First Lady's convoy, the Minister of Health arrived in 34 before the first patient arrived. He left after the last patient was settled. This is the level of commitment we enjoy. So we look forward to continued engagement and support. Let me also thank the Vice Chancellor of the University of Sierra Leone, Professor Dr. Fodesa Brigadier, who is part of the architect in the 34. I must also hail the commitment of the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General retired Kelly Conte, and the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General P.K. Labaon, and the Commander Joint Force Major General D. Alpha. It has taken a lot of work and support behind the scenes to come this far. I still recall the initiative to refurbish the road infrastructure in 34 Military Hospital. By then, the Assistant Chief of Defense Staff, who happens to be the Chief of Defense Staff now, Lieutenant General P.K. Lavan, worked with me tooth and nail, engaging gentle construction and several other stakeholders. And I mention this to give an insight into the level of engagement and support we receive from senior management as subordinate commanders. Senior management at the MOD has given me, like other commanders, the appropriate support to be able to make decisions and take the right steps forward. I would like to say many thanks and appreciation to the MD, the CDS, the DG, and the entire chain of command. Let me also thank the doctors, the nurses, and the entire staff of 34, the civilian staff, officers, men and women, for their dedicated effort, time and energy to see us come this far. I want to thank and appreciate them. Especially, I want to appreciate goodwill ambassadors and NGOs that have supported 34 in different ways. Your Excellency, sir, church opportunities to build a medical college are uncommon. Therefore, I, as commander of the Joint Medical Unit, is disposed to ensure they are well delivered. This requires making judicious use of my land space, not only now, but in future. I want to use this opportunity to request all well-meaning Sierra Leoneans and request squatters and illegal occupants at the 34 Military Hospital premises who have been warned over several years to evict the premises, to continue to stay away from the vicinity and provide for us to be able to develop our country and our people. Some of them, what we are doing now is going to benefit their children and the future of this country. So at this occasion, defined today, we have reached and negotiated another threshold in history. Your Excellency, sir, you have made history several times, but this must be counted as another moment in history. Madam First Lady, you have been a special ambassador to 34 Military Hospital. We very much appreciate, and you have made history. All of us, American International University, all of us present in this audience are witnessing another threshold in history. On this note, on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, Commander Joint Force, generals present, senior officers, men, women of ARSLA, I am privileged to welcome the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, Her Excellency the First Lady, Ministers of State, representatives from embassy, NGOs, distinguished guests, to this historic occasion to turn the sword for constructing a medical corps at the 34 Military Hospital. I thank you all, and may God bless you.
I think the Commander 34 Military Hospital please deserves another resounding applause. Let me thank you very much. Well done, Dr. Stephen Silverley, for your comprehensive welcome address and declaration of purpose. Now we move to statements. The first I will invite is the Minister of Health. It is my singular honor and privilege to respectfully invite the Minister of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Austin Dembe. Sir, you are respectfully invited.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. His Excellency, the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Maada Bio, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Maada Bio, colleague ministers, Chief of Defense Staff, Mr. Chair, with your permission, I would like to stand on existing protocols. I am so honored to be here today and so proud to see my colleague Kobian deliver such a wonderful, wonderful welcome to all of us here. Mine is a very short remark, His Excellency. You are clearly a visionary. You looked at all of development and gave us a clear roadmap as to how to bring development in an expedited way in this country by investing in human capital. You highlighted education, you highlighted health, you highlighted agriculture, you highlighted infrastructure, and a lot of others. We take the health component seriously, sir. We believe that health is a solid platform, not as an end in itself, but a platform for development. And so for us, we've been able to interpret what we're calling universal health coverage, which means everybody, all 7.5 million of us count. Our health matters. And so what we've done is looked at universal health coverage and say, how is it relevant to us in Sierra Leone? How do we interpret it to mean something here? What we've done is to look at every life stage in this country, starting with a pregnant woman. We want to see all of the health interventions that will help to influence the pregnancy such that they deliver safely. When that baby is born, we have a responsibility to do everything we can for
Togo. Just before I was supposed to make this statement. Your Excellency the President, Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Madabio, Madam First Lady, the Minister of Defense, other cabinet ministers and deputy ministers, members of the diplomatic corps. Let me heighten and highlight Dennis Shukla, Chancellor and founding president of the American International University. A big hand to him, please. Although we are in the setting of the military, and I start off with the Chief of Defense Staff, I would like to heighten the commanding officer of the Joint Medical Team, Dr. Sivali. You know, sir, today reflects what is leadership in African context. The Ministry of Technical and Higher Education has been discussing with Dr. Shukla for the last 18 months. We have even sent a team from the ministry to visit the entity in the Gambia. He has had extensive discussions with the Technical and with the Tertiary Education Commission. But you needed some impetus, you needed somebody with drive. And therefore, let's give a very, very big hand to Her Excellency the First Lady for facilitating the linkage between the university and in particular the 34 military hospital. The timing cannot be more appropriate. Sir, 2 years ago, we launched the postgraduate school of medicine and surgery. As I speak, there are about 50 students accessing various trainings now in pediatric, gynecology, surgery, medicine, and psychiatry. The timing is right because the number of students accessing medical school changed dramatically. This is a school that started in 1988. It is 35 years. Last year was the largest number of medical doctors we graduated, just over 50. But Sierra Leone requires 200 per year. It therefore indicates that we have to expand medical training. To do so, we will not be able to do so if indeed you do not have a lot of specialists, because it's a specialist that would have to supervise those students when they get to the clinical year. To do so, we need specialists in all tertiary hospitals. And therefore, for us to get medical training in the provinces as well, we require these specialists to be trained. And 2 years ago, sir, you launched the postgraduate school of specialist training. At the convocation of Jala University this year, we announced that Jala will start a medical school come September 2023 this year. The timing is, you see this microphone. I will let it know that I am a teacher and just stand out there and forget about the microphone. Let me say this. Now we are going to have a private institution. That institution is going to be situated in a disciplinary entity of Sierra Leone. The reason being that institution would have something like it would have 6 laboratories. It would have that would house 4,000 or 400 people at any one. That institution would act as a synergy between the College of Medicine, Jala University, and itself. We therefore feel so pleased that its curricula is not American curricula, but one already approved by West Africa Health Organization, the WAHU curricula as well. With this, Sierra Leone is going to make major gains in the health sector. Personnel training has been key. We have, as heightened by the Minister of Health, we have been able to upgrade the number of nursing personnel, community health officers, our gap has always been specialist training and medical officers as well. What we are now doing is to ensure we have one entity that will have most of the facilities to interact with the colleges that will be in Sierra Leone. I feel pleased. I feel pleased that this is something that I could have taken another 12 months to attain. As my legs get weaker now, you needed a strong First Lady to galvanize this. Another big hand to Her Excellency. With that, we would like to say that if indeed the 34 hospital has been expanded to include, to move on from 30 pediatric unit to 100 bed, from a surgical unit from 31 to 100 beds, to have a dialysis unit, for there to be a psychological services, trauma unit as well, and has been heightened by Dr. Savali, is diagnostic and imaging center. The major gap is going to be personnel, and that is the gap that we are going to address. Thank you very much.
I am sure the place deserves another round of applause. Academic veteran of this nation, Professor Alpha Theory, thank you very much. God bless you, sir, for your statement. It is also my singular honor and privilege to respectfully invite the host minister, the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General retired but not tired, K.H. Conte. Sir, you are respectfully welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, I did not do that willfully. I didn't want that label. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Dr. Dinesh Shukla, Chancellor and Founder President of the American International University, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, over the last 5 years, the 34 military hospital has undergone immense infrastructural developments to meet the challenges of the times, and especially so in line with the visions of His Excellency, our President and Commander-in-Chief, Brigadier Dr. Retired Dr. J.M. Bio. At the onset of my appointment as minister, the Commander-in-Chief was very, very clear in his marching orders to me about his vision to have the armed forces use its comparative advantages of its discipline, focus, and ethos to stoutly support and contribute to the government's human capital development aspirations. In addition to supporting quality education, delivery, and food self-sufficiency drives, His Excellency singled out the need for us to build on our capacity in the areas of providing healthcare support, not just for the troops, but to further expand our services to support wider healthcare systems for our communities. We are proud today to report that amidst very challenging circumstances, quite a lot of efforts have been made in this direction, with the intervention of no less a person than Her Excellency, the First Lady, our dear sister and mother. Madam Fatima Mada Bio, our Commander-in-Chief's vision has been robustly supported and actualized at 34 Military Hospital. Her interventions have been very loud, tangibly noticeable, and strategically integrated to strengthen her flagship effort in supporting the wider cause of women and children in Sierra Leone. Mama, now, we are proud to announce that 34 continues to stand tall in the healthcare business in Sierra Leone, as your support has yielded phenomenal results, as has been mentioned already by the Minister of Health, such as an increase in hospital bed capacities, which have been alluded to already by previous speakers, from 150 to about 600 spaces, including a 100-bed space for pediatric units, and ongoing construction of the state-of-the-art Center of Excellence to address issues of gender-based violence and improve women's health generally. For us, we've been unbelful. We thought you were done with us after providing all of that. Today again, you brought us here. We're here to witness the beginning of another very significant development milestone, that of the construction of a modern medical college for the 34 Military Hospital under the American International University. Wow, that's big. As we now know, this project has been developed through an MOU between the government of Sierra Leone, mediated by the Mada and Fatima Bio Foundation and the American International University. The efforts made by the First Lady, Your Excellency, to secure such an all-important and beneficial project definitely show the genuine patriotic and nationalistic determination by herself and ultimately by you, sir, to develop the ASLAF and the nation at large. We are grateful. We dove our hearts to you, ma'am, and the entire First family. We would like to pass that message to your entire family. History will definitely record this family in the good books, inshallah. The structure, we are told, when completed, will be used to train healthcare workers. We've had that already from the commanding officer of the military hospital, in the fields of medicine, pharmacy, nursing, dentistry, laboratory sciences, among others. Beneficiaries of the teachings will include both military and civilian students in Sierra Leone, the sub-region, and beyond. The usefulness of this venture cannot be overemphasized. Firstly, as has been alluded already by the Minister of Tertiary and Education, it is coming at the right time when the human resources needs should be developed to keep pace with Madam First Lady's speed in the ongoing infrastructural development at this institution. The buildings are just coming up and we've looked around, we do not have the resources yet. So we are so pleased that such an institution is coming close to us. Not just close, but right in our own premises. Thank you very much, Madam First Lady. The teachings and related facilities will address in large measure, the human resource capacity, especially in moving the 34 Military Hospital to the next higher levels. His Excellency's mandate to us will take it from the level 2 you were to level 4 at least. Sir, we are thankful that we are meeting your goals. Thanks to our First Lady and our dear sister and mother. The arrival of the American International University at the 34 Military Hospital is also adding to the already numerous beneficial programs which the American government, through the embassy in Freetown, has been providing to the RSLAF in particular. Amongst many other support programs ranging from specialized training, military training, needs both locally and internationally. We continue to enjoy their support, for instance, to the HIV/AIDS program, benefiting from donations of oxygen canisters to the 34 Military Hospital, renovation of the maternity ward and theater, and provisions of a neonatal intensive care unit, amongst others. We wish to note that this list shows that there are already existing structures within the RSLAF health system based on the American model. And these could add to the foundations to enhance the American International University education trajectory, now emerging. We also wish to register that 34 Military Hospital played a very significant role in the Ebola outbreak in West Africa from 2015 to 2016. The experiences gained from which pandemic, in collaboration with the wider RSLAF interventions, helped us greatly in the fight against COVID-19. In this latter emergency, Your Excellency, the hospital was assigned to house and manage the national treatment pillar, an assignment it carried out exemplarily well. With our robust support, consequently, Sierra Leone suffered very little loss of human lives compared to even more advanced countries with better resourced healthcare facilities. We join the Ministry of Health and Sanitation on this note with pride that Sierra Leone was recently recognized by the World Health Organization as the first country in West Africa, third in Africa, and the sixth in the world for the launch of the Universal Health Preparedness Review. Kudos to you, sir. Kudos also to 34 Military Hospital for being a member, in fact, of the steering committee of that very important launching. Let me reiterate the continuous and firm commitment of the senior management of the Ministry of Defense, RSLAF, to the participation in and the success of this project, from its inception on to the completion of the construction. More importantly, Your Excellency, we will remain fully committed to all areas of the teaching and learning issues that will require our involvement. I have humbly made these commitments, strongly bound together with our heartfelt appreciations of the efforts of Your Excellency and those of our dear sister, Madam First Lady, for your continued support to our noble institution. While we continue to provide physical security generally in the country, we remain fully urged and ready to continue to participate in health security both in normal times and during health emergencies. Please be assured in this regard, Your Excellencies, that having the American International University Medical College in Sierra Leone and at the 34 Military Hospital premises in particular was a right choice and will be a venture on the right and fertile soil. It will grow. It will grow beyond bounds and leaps. Finally, I assure you of RSLAF's continued loyalty and genuine support to your administration and the people of this nation. Who would not like for you to continue for another term, sir? We do our heart to you. Thank you very much.
That was the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General retired but not tired K.H. Conte. Thank you very much, sir, for your statement. Now, I will respectfully invite Dr. Dennis Shukla, the representative of the American International University, who is the Chancellor and Founder President of the American International University for West Africa. You are respectfully invited to make your statement, sir.
Good morning. Your Excellency, Dr. Julius Mada Bio. Your Excellency, the First Lady, who runs so fast, it's difficult to catch up. Honorable Ministers, Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Dembi, Honorable Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Professor Wuri, all the other ministers, the members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dinesh Shukla, and I had this vision to bring American education to Africa. American because the quality of health education is definitely a gold standard. And to have it in Sierra Leone is our proud privilege. The bold vision of His Excellency is so empowering that it is recognized not only in Sierra Leone but worldwide. Your Excellency the President, sir, you are the architect of this modern Sierra Leone. You have cherished and demonstrated the need for the basic pillars of a successful society: the education, health, and agriculture. Sir, we all salute you. What can I say about our First Lady that has not been said? She is a tenacious person, focused on uplifting the poor, needy, and especially the girls. Your Excellency, your guidance has been the key for us to be here today. And we look forward for your assistance, your collaboration, cooperation, directives for as long as the institution says. So thank you, Your Excellency, Madam Bio. Thank you very much. I want to thank the Minister of Defense. Last 2 days, I have seen the discipline, the commitment of all the officers and staff who are involved in the Army. So, with your permission, Minister of Higher Education, apart from the strenuous curriculum of a medical school or a pharmacy school, I want to add in the curriculum the discipline and the commitment part as well, sir. Thank you. I will see, these are challenging times for all of us. It is a challenge, but I believe that with you and us, and with all these people, we can, we will. Thank you. I want to note that His Excellency's vision and even direction about the peace is crucial for us to continue staying in this community. Thank you, Your Excellency. I speak this from my heart. I didn't make any notes. And I want to thank the government. I want to thank the Honorable Minister of Health, Honorable Minister of Education. We've been dealing for 18 months. But the catalyst which prompted us is also sitting on the table. Madam, thank you very much. I want to end today by thanking the presence of all of you. We need you. We will collaborate with you. Collaborate with us and pray for us, because failure is not acceptable. We are going to do in a record time of 1.5 years to 2 years the completion. And we are not going to wait for political conditions. We are going to start mobilizing now. What you see is what you get. There'll be no iota of difference there, I can assure you. So let's bring this world-class structure to this institution with all the laboratories which use the technology, the visual classrooms, and of course, training. So I thank you for your assistance. We look forward to you. Please feel free. We have an open door policy. Let's work together. And I would like to pray for the peace of this country, of this beautiful country, of this beautiful continent. And I will pray. It's a 30-second prayer in the oldest language in the world of Sanskrit. So if you allow me, sir, it is a prayer of peace to all human beings and to the humanity. Om Dev Shanti Antariksha Shanti Prathavi Shanti Rapa Shodaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Shanti Shanti. It says peace, peace to all living beings. So let us be in harmony and peace. And God bless you. God bless this beautiful country. Thank you.
Without any slightest iota of doubt, what we are seeing in the prototype is what we are going to get from Dr. Denish Shukla. Thank you very much for your statement, and God bless you. Before we come to the key statement proper, we have few seconds or minutes side attraction, and that is a song done by leading seaman Corporal Sabah in the Armed Forces, equivalent in the Army. Is going to do a performance for us. You are respectfully invited quickly before we come to the very important statement.
Now you not the man, where Salon people me they wait for. Now you not the man, where Salon army me they wait for. Madabiyo, now you not the man, you make Salon army they bluff. Madabiyo, thank you sir, you carry gunboats for we, you carry speedboats, you offer we cause it's them, thank you sir. The mamina power don't do one again, no. Don't do one at 34. Standard building hospital. Fatima Bio tell you thank you, man. This is a special message of Australian Army. Papa Bio, who can you take? For the good work you done for me. Now you know the man. Where's Salon people me they wait for? Now you know the man. Where's Salon army me they wait for? Now you know the man. Where's Salon people me they wait for? Now you know the man. Where's Salon people me they wait for? Now you know the man. Where's Salon people me they wait for? Now you know the man. Where's Salon army me they wait for? I don't see a big girl. You make Salon army they love. Thank you sir. You carry gunboat. My goodness, it's lovely to see her. Thank you sir. Army engineer they love you. A sign of appreciation, a sign of appreciation from the armed forces. For all what you assist to, that's a sign of appreciation. We got the officers. When I was a model, we got the senior officers contact. We got the boat, the vessel. Yes, special fellow of the Military Technical University, Dr. Philip Cannon. My goodness, lovely to see, beautiful to hear. Where's
appreciate. The single of us got as well as the more and more. Thank you. Big hand to Corporal Sabah. Big hand. Thank you very much. Well done, well done. I saw a sigh of appreciation from His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Southern Armed Forces. Let us please give another round of applause to Corporal Sabah. A round of applause, please. Police na police, eh? Police na police. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we are coming back to the program proper. Shall we please bring down the noise? It is okay, it's all right. That's how I take to thank you, leading seaman Corporal Sabah from the Maritime Wing of the Republic of Southern Armed Forces for that side attraction and the song Thank You, President Bio. Now, it is my singular honor and privilege to respectfully invite Madam First Lady, the mother of this nation, Mrs. Dr. Fatima Bio, the champion of this nation. The beginner, mommy. No, yes, ma'am.
Gentlemen, I'm still laughing because now I know Simon Abio pulling dance routine. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Madabio, gonna finish her for me now. My dearest, when I pull the dearest banditi, my dearest husband, the Honorable Minister of Health, the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, the Honorable Minister of Defense, all ministers here present, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, Dr. Dennis Shukla, my friend, my spar partner. We fight over everything, but all in positive way, because he tried to protect American University and I tried to protect Sierra Leone's interest. The Commander, Joint Force Alpha, and Colonel Sivali, and my dear brother Lavaon, CDS Lavaon. I want to take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to thank everybody here this morning for coming to this wonderful, wonderful ceremony. My job is really to just explain a little bit about the concept behind the American International University. Mr. President, 11 years ago, we met in London, and I didn't know who you were. I've heard your name, and they were saying Madabio, Madabio. And in fact, some people wanted me to Google you just to see who Madabio was, and I refused because I didn't believe that by checking you on the internet will actually give me the actual picture that I wanted to know about this man called Madabio. And I met you the first time. In my heart, I knew you were my husband. And it didn't stop there because my friend, who is also here, we were at a function and Madabio was talking, and I linked to my friend. I said, "You're going to call me crazy today." I said, "But something is telling me this man is my husband if he is not married." My friend said, "You are mad." He said, "You know what? I know you are everything crazy can define. But Fatima, where do you know this man?" I said, "I don't know him, but the devil is telling me he is my husband." And we laughed. And that was the first time I saw Madabio in person. Because when I left Sierra Leone at a very tender age of 17, I don't know who were military boys. Unfortunately, I was a kid. So Madabio was part of NPRC. And NPRC at that time, they were like on top. They were too posh to reach. If I had the opportunity then, I would have found him. But I did not have the opportunity because you don't get to see Madabio during the day. He comes out at night and I don't walk around at night. But with all serious note, I had the opportunity to sit with you just as a friend and just to know what was your ambition for Sierra Leone. You went to England as a presidential hopeful in 2012, and we had a conversation. For me, it wasn't what you were saying to me that really matters. It's the things that you did not say. And I went back and I said to this friend who introduced us, I said, "Why is it that that man don't talk?" And then my friend turned to me and said, "Fatima, you will make Lay talk." I said, "No, but he doesn't talk, and that there is something behind it." And the first time I got you to sit down and talk to you just as two human beings, you told me your vision for Sierra Leone. You explained to me, because I wanted to understand why you actually wanted to be a president of this country. Because the image of Sierra Leone at that time was so horrible. And I'm thinking, why would a young, handsome man like you want to waste your time to go and salvage something that is unsalvageable? But you made me believe that patriotism is the most important thing. At that time, I haven't been back to Sierra Leone for almost 17 years. And you made me understand why I need to come back home. And for that, I want to say thank you. Because I had abandoned, I'm not a military person. I don't understand why there was too much fighting. There was so much horrible story about Sierra Leone. And I just did not want to associate myself with that horror. But when I spoke to you the first time, and you told me the things that you wanted to do, when you talk about education, you talk about health, and you talk about agriculture, I know that Sierra Leone now have somebody who is going to change the narrative for all of us. From that day, I said to myself, I am going to help him as his friend. I didn't know the man was actually trying to get my attention. I not be no, because the man said be no fault for me, but not be in the pan talk. And all I wanted to do was just help you. I just wanted to help you. We stayed friends for over 4 months, and then we started dating. And then I started to get to know you. And then I now start to hear you speak all the time. And I realized that the rivals that I have in Sierra Leone, me own mates them, not in 3. Now it has to be Sierra Leone. It has to be the military. and it has to be both school. So I said, well, if Sierra Leone is my rival, then I fit in very well. If the military is my rival, then I am going to make them accept me as their mate. If both schools are my rival, then I'm going to enroll in B3919B. And I think I have tried my level best to fit in. I am now a friend of the military. I am a student of both schools. And I am the First Lady of Sierra Leone. Mr. President, you could not give me a better rivals, because the challenges in front of me are so wonderful. But what you have done for Sierra Leone is to change the narrative about First Ladies. In Africa, when you talk about First Ladies, even before I become First Lady, for me, I thought First Ladies are Cinderellas. They had to come out looking all nice. Their makeup has to be perfect. They have to wear tin heel shoes, and they have to be slim. And everywhere they go, people have to like worship them. And when I become First Lady, he said to me, this is what I am going to be doing, and this is what I want you to do. And I'm thinking, well, being a First Lady, I wasn't given a job description, but my husband has clearly defined what my role is, that I should serve the people. Where he cannot get to, I should be there. Where he cannot be at any given time, if I have the opportunity, I should be there to represent him. And I want to say thank you for giving me that opportunity to serve. And my connection with 34 is very simple. When I was in opposition with my husband, I used to go to hospitals around this country. For some reason, any hospital I go to, they will fire whoever was in charge of that hospital on that day because they allow me to enter the hospital. And the only hospital that I've never had any complaint when I go there is 34. 34 has opened the door for me. 34, they didn't see me as an opposition woman's wife or military man's wife, no. 34 accepted me as a human being. And you know, when you go to a place and people show you how much they do appreciate even the little that I was given at that time, it has been 34 who will appreciate me and show that yes, they do appreciate my presence in their hospital. And when I go to 34, I'm not worried whether they are going to fire the head, like Sivali would have been gone long time. But all throughout the 10 years I've been in Sierra Leone and 5 years as a First Lady, I go to 34 every year. And the same welcome I got when I was in opposition is the same welcome I still get now as the First Lady. So I know that 34 is true to humanity, and I believe that the service 34 provides for this country, there is not selective of position or who the person is. You just need to be a Sierra Leonean. And the fact that every time we have pandemic, it's 34 who would be the pillar, the forefront place. When everyone is running from Ebola, 34 and the military said, we will fight this invisible enemy. We talk about the COVID-19, again, it's 34. Everyone was scared of what COVID-19 was all about because it was an enemy that was so scary, because an enemy that you don't see, an enemy that you don't feel, and you wake up in the morning and they'll tell you you have COVID. Now 34 said, we will fight this invisible enemy. So for me, if 34 are willing to fight invisible enemy, then 34 can be an ally of the office of the First Lady to fight perpetrators of rape, to fight every other injustice that women are going through in this country. And because of the reputation of 34, that's the reason why when I had the opportunity to look at a place to bring the American International University, I did not think twice. I said to them, 34. Now my story with the American International, I got a letter from Dr. Shikla telling me that they wanted to give me a doctorate degree for humanity. I said, doctorate degree for humanity. And I went and I Googled them. This time I used Google. When they asked me to Google Madabi, I refused. But this time I actually Googled to see what the American International University is all about. And when I realized and understand the things that they're doing in Africa, what Dr. Shukla didn't know, I knew that they are supposed to now have 3 other universities in 3 African countries. And he didn't know, I know that. And I sent a letter back, I said, I will only accept your doctorate degree if you are going to come to Sierra Leone and build American International University. And Mr. Shukla said, you know what? We have been to Sierra Leone and we were waiting for somebody to open the gate. I said, I'm coming. I went to them. They gave me a degree. In return, I dragged him here. And from that day, me and him, we have been partners in making sure he secure what he needs to secure and I secure what I need to secure for my people. And I want to say thank you to Dr. Shukla for believing in Sierra Leone and for wanting to do this for us in Sierra Leone. I want to also thank Ambassador Lulu Sheriff. I don't know whether she's back, Auntie Lulu. Well, we lost the Gambian ambassador 2 days ago, and Ambassador Lulu Sheriff, who is our ambassador, Sierra Leone ambassador to the Gambia, was here, and I did ask her to help me return the remains of the Gambian ambassador who was stationed here back to the Gambia, and that's where she is. I think the funeral was yesterday. I was hoping that she would have made it back so that she'll be here for me to thank her personally, because she had also been one of the people who have pushed to make sure this university comes to Sierra Leone. For 34 Hospital, Your Excellency, I want to say to you that Lava Home, who is now the CDS, has been my partner when no one believed that, you know, even the first building, the first very building, for me to break that building down and start building, you know. And I do understand, because if you come to an institution and you want to break something, but you did not show them where you're going to get the funding to rebuild it, even if it was me, I'm going to be scared. So there was that fear. Are you sure she will do it? But Lava Home had always been one of the people who said, I think she will do it. And he had stood by me all throughout. And I want to say thank you to Kelly Conte, Honorable Minister also. When the Honorable Minister, it took me time to be able, you know, these retired brigadiers, they therefore convinced them all. But when I managed to get Honorable Kelly Conte to buy into the idea of what we wanted to do in 34, he became our champion. And every other thing I wanted to bring to 34, I was never scared, because I know I had Kelly Conte holding my back. For Your Excellency, if I don't single out Colonel Sivali, I will be doing injustice to everything that we're doing here. Right from opposition, Colonel Sivali has been there to where we are today. Colonel Sivali, I go to 34 at least 5 times a week, and I will make sure I don't tell him that I'm coming, but Colonel Sivali will be present, as if he smells me every time I'm coming to 34. Even when I want to come in disguise, Colonel Sivali is there. And I also want to say to Your Excellency, part of the structure of the Excellence Center, the Julius Madabio Excellence Center, one side of that thing, when we were running behind of the construction, I went back to the military and they were able to help me with some personnel to help me fast track the work that was there. We are not done yet, so I don't want to bluff too much about what we are putting in 34 until we finish 34 hospital, which will be very soon. And then all furnitures are in. Then I'll open the door to Sierra Leoneans to come and see for themselves. And also to reintroduce to Sierra Leonean that being a first lady does not make you a mannequin. A first lady also can work. A first lady also can deliver. Because when a first lady decides to serve her people, it makes the job of the president much, much easier. And that is what I am doing. I only compliment my husband. I am not my husband, and I'm not the president of this country. I don't hold any statutory position. I'm just the first lady. But the fact that my husband has given me the opportunity and the free will to serve Sierra Leone will be something that I will forever, ever call him my role model, because he has given me the space to serve my people under his leadership. He has been a mentor, he's been an advisor. There's not a single thing that I wanted to do in this country when I don't go to him first and say to him, this is what I want to do, what do you think? It is only when I get his blessing, that is when I know I'm good to go. So, Mr. President, this is another blessing that you have given me to pursue this university here for the 34 military. And I want to say thank you for giving me the blessing. I want to say thank you to the office of the First Lady. You'll be surprised to know that the whole of the office of the First Lady, we have 6 staffs. That's the only thing I have. Those are the only people I have in my office. 6 staffs. And the things that we have done in this country, you will wonder, how did we manage to do the things that we have done? But behind the office of the First Lady, we have a Chinese army that is working with the office of the First Lady every day, every time. And that is the JMB Women's Wing and Associate members. And I want to say thank you to the JMB and Associate members. We Bokulek Chinese. I want to say thank you to JMB America, JMB UK, and JMB Sierra Leone. Collectively, we are making history on behalf of His Excellency the President, our leader, and our own Commander-in-Chief and our mentor. Education is, like Madabio will say, is the equalizer to every race, every religion, and every gender. And that equalizer that the President wants for Sierra Leone is what we believe American University will bring to not only the 34 hospital, but to the greater Sierra Leone population. Because one thing I've managed to negotiate with them is to make sure 40% of all students, so 40% of the 4,000 students that will be in that university have to be Sierra Leoneans. 40%. So that Dr. Shukla understands is we cannot even negotiate, and I refuse for him to even negotiate on that. And I want to say thank you, Dr. Shukla, for understanding that my people come first. The rest of mankind, we will welcome them as guests. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to you all. The military, una be non put cola tradi. But every time where I come, I can ask for loan and put more cola. Because the more na they tie cola for me, now the more mother be is steady. And right now, it's steady. Oh. You understand? Because he no say the 3 mates them way he give, then 3 mates them they say mates them give bad to themselves. But me, I don't be a good mate to the army. I don't be a good mate to both school. And I did now try for be a very good mate to Sierra Leone. So thank you for giving me this space. May God bless you all. And as we go, if you have the chance after the turning of the sword, please visit 34 for you that haven't had the opportunity to see what is going on there. Sivadi talked about the female ward, the male ward, the diagnostic center, excellence center, the administrative block. But what he forget to talk about is the School of Nursing. We already have our own established School of Nursing there. And we have all our equipments, everything about the School of Nursing. The qualification they'll get there also is from the United States of America. Yeah, I mean, World Relief has been one of our sponsors when it comes to equipment, when it comes to the computers and the way they want the nurses from 34 to be trained. It's the World Relief that are helping us in that. But the one component that we put that is totally different from every other School of Nursing in Sierra Leone, in 34, for a nurse to be a graduated nurse from 34, you have to be a computer literate. So they will have to train how to use computer, and they will have to be able to do everything computerized before they can be qualified to be called a nurse from that institution. I don't know whether this is the place to announce the name of the school. You will announce that, yeah? Okay. So they will do the announcement of, we try to incorporate everything military in 34. Even the roads in 34, we want to rename them for military excellence, people who have served the military. We want to remember them there. We want to put names of doctors who have served 34 on buildings in 34. We want to make sure we put matrons, nurses who have excelled in service delivery to 34, so that people remember them when they walk into that institution. So all of that, myself and the senior management, you know how you, like you say, command structure. You see, even when I'm the first lady, I have to ask the CDS, do we announce names? And when the CDS say, I have to oblige. He's the boss right now. But come on, myself, I should say myself na first lady. You know, it's my body, he's my friend. Thank you. Thank you so very much for everyone being here. And when we are going to officially open the hospital, we will call the few people who are Sierra Leoneans, few who are non-Sierra Leoneans but believe in His Excellency's agenda. We will name them and we will let you know the people who actually supported that project, or the organization or the companies that supported that project. And that, like the Minister of Health said, is a model to say it can be done in Sierra Leone. We are able to do it in Sierra Leone. We don't have to wait for people to come from America, England, China, Russia to come and fix our own problem, when we as people, if we are determined like His Excellency is, we will be able to change this country very, very soon. And I want to say, I am a humble woman to say the narrative, when we are changing the narrative of this country, I happen to be the First Lady under the leadership of His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Malekole. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. To the ask that you please, so that we do the next item. The next item on the program is the signing of agreement between the American International University and the 34 Military Hospital. Please bring it right in the middle here. And I will respectfully request that the Director of Defense Legal from the Minister of Defense, Madam First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the Minister of Defense, the representative of the African International University. to please come forward for this symbolic ceremony, the signing of agreement. The Director General Minister of Defense are also part of that one. It's very important. The administrative head of the Ministry of Defense. The Chief of Defense Staff, Colonel Dr. Silvali, Director of Medical Services, Minister of Defense, Defense Medical Service, please forward. You have to witness this symbolic ceremony, signing of agreement between African American International University and the 34 Military Hospital. If you've just arrived, what you're witnessing is the signing of an agreement between the American International University and the 34 Military Hospital. That union is a very important union, a memorandum of understanding between the two institutions for the armed forces of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Signing the agreement, we have Madam First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Minister of Defense, also Dr. Dennis Shukla, who is the representative of the American International University. From this activity, we move to a very important item on the program, and that is supposed to be the keynote address from our distinguished I can pull the table back. Let me thank you very much for that symbolic activity. Shall we please give them a round of applause? No clap for it, please. And before, we don't clap for Madam First Lady. Shall we please clap for Madam First Lady? You know, that statement was very touching. Very touching. Thank you very much, Madam First Lady, mother of this nation, the Pikine Mama, defender of this nation. Thank you very much. That is how I take to respectfully invite Madam First Lady to please invite His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief to deliver his keynote address. Madam First Lady, you have the honor again to invite
Okay. You see, in the military is command. For now, don't tell me say no more column. Like if I don't there, I mean they look forward for like can near me say go smile before I go sit down, you know. But it's a pleasure since I am not introducing the Commander-in-Chief. Because how can you introduce a Commander-in-Chief in front of young people? I know you all know my husband. And the few things you don't know about my husband is the fact that It's a bit iron close, bad. You know, even me as a woman, I can shame something where I don't try for iron and where mother be an iron and close, where they meet up, they can know say they don't meet up. But where you see no more mother be you in close, don't say this one Fatima not try today. That in a one secret one I don't know. And the other secret where people don't know, I not be sabi for cook cassava leaf. I not be sabi for cook potato leaf. By the time mother be you don't show me how for cook cassava leaf and potato leaf. You know, me and a Maningo woman, everybody knows say, when they talk about Maningo, you get for talk about Basi, you get for talk about granite soup, you get for talk about Jakri, Lafidi. So, in fact, when mother been married me, we not make announcement. This man a ninja. Now newspaper no more people just read. Mother be you don't go marry one actress. The next year I see now one newspaper and say na the chakri na in don't catch mother view. So the chakri it don't last for 11 years. And they can't change the chakri now. And they can't learn how to do pemaun. So that the pemaun self go last another 11 years. Then we see you come up on the pemaun now. That one now I will begin go salad, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Marabio.
Let's sit down, please. Madam First Lady, ministers and deputy ministers of government, the Chief of Defense Staff, assistant chiefs, senior management of defense, representative of the American International University, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, the leadership of the security sector present here today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very important meeting. Before I get there, there was something that captured my attention and imagination that I must talk about. You know, when the young sailor was here entertaining us, they had put a lot of money on the ground there. What most people did not see was the trained eye of a sailor. Now I know he's a good sailor. Somebody put some dollars there. And like an eagle, he saw, even when he was busy, he saw the dollars and this one, he said, this one I have to account for this. He picked the dollars and put it in his pocket. Basic tactic, not so. They teach every soldier that one. To learn to see. Even when the bush is thick, you must observe and see the enemy. This time not the enemy, but the dollar. Thank you, Mr. Sailor. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Martin Luther King Jr. who once said, I don't want to spend my life picking up people by the side of the road after they've been beaten up and robbed. I want to change the Jericho road
so that everybody has an opportunity for a job, education, security, and health. Today, we are here because this project renews our commitment, this new direction government, to change from the road to Jericho to the new direction highway, which offers access to job creation, quality education, and affordable health care. Therefore, let me start by commending the leadership of the Mada and Fatima Bioko Foundation, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, and the American International University for this breathtaking initiative to establish the American International University in Sierra Leone at the 34 Military Hospital. For some of us who have been around the military for a little while, we know that there has been neglect of military infrastructure around the whole country. We are all witnesses to that. When I took over, the mere sight of it and the depth of the problem, the enormity is such that you are even scared to start. So when I chose this facility to be built the way it is today, the officers' mess and the accommodation, and now the 34 Military Hospital, which is a totally private venture, and now the teaching hospital, the teaching university, it was intentional. You must start somewhere. Some of those have been at now Longe, I don't know how it is called now. It used to be a garrison when I was there. So this was where you were. You have to come and fix Longe. But for me, this is the headquarters. In as much as I was in Longe, I think I slept here more of the time than any other place, because I had two friends here. One is late, Major Abu Tarawadi of blessed memory, but one is still alive, General Keita. So for me, this is an important starting point. Rome was not built in a day. This I want to say to us in the military. I've taken off the uniform, but my training and discipline is still military. I am still one of you. I cannot afford to dress like this every day. In fact, it's even better because, you know, one of the things that happened to military men, I thought I had a lot of clothes until I retired. Then I realized I didn't have shoes because I could not use the boots to go out. And I had to change my wardrobe. That took me a while to actually get a lot of clothes, because then you realize that it is also expensive to be a bloody civilian, as you normally call them. This initiative demonstrates the power of partnership and underpins my belief that the private sector, where the private sector has the knowledge and resources to deliver quality education, we as a government must create the enabling environment for them to succeed. This is what we are doing here. This project combines two important components of our human capital development program: healthcare and education. It is indisputable that healthcare and education are the pillars of progressive society and a pathway for elevating poor and marginalized populations to a thriving and sustainable future. In April 1988, the first medical school, College of Medicine and Allied Sciences, was established by the government of Sierra Leone to produce doctors, nurses, pharmacists, biomedical scientists, and laboratory technicians to improve the healthcare delivery system in Sierra Leone. For over 3 decades, Sierra Leone still has only one medical school, which produces 50 doctors per year, as has already been alluded to. The World Health Organization's standard doctor to population ratio is 1 doctor to every 1,000. Sierra Leone needs to produce an estimated 5,000 doctors to meet the WHO standard doctor to population ratio. If Sierra Leone is producing only 50 doctors per year, it will take about 100 years to produce 5,000 doctors, by which time none of you will be here to tell that story. This is a human capital challenge that must be addressed, and that is why we are here today. Generally, health training institutions in Sierra Leone are also challenged by underfunding, inadequate infrastructure, and technical and material shortages of qualified educators. Sadly, our country's capacity to deliver basic health services has been hampered by shortage of health workforce and inequality in distribution of health workers. In 2018, my government inherited a health sector which was characterized by poor health infrastructure, poor governance and management of health delivery, a weak human resource base, low healthcare financing, and poor performance on key health indicators. In the last 5 years, despite the twin global economic crises, of COVID and pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, and the Ukraine war, my government has increased the annual budgetary allocation to healthcare from 6% in 2018 to 11.6% in 2021. We have constructed and rehabilitated 200 more health facilities nationwide. We have supported the specialist training of our doctors in country. We have trained almost 1,500 midwives. We have reduced infant and maternal mortality rate below the West African average, as you heard the minister speak, in just 5 years. This is not a coincidence. It is the function of policies and actions that are well targeted, tailored and targeted interventions. We have reduced stunting rates among children under 5, below the African average, and we have increased children's immunization rates, and we are among the highest in Africa. Despite these remarkable achievements in just 5 years, we are still determined to do more. We have only a few weeks to election, and by now everybody thinks government is closed, but we are here. We will work till the very last day. This is why the American International University Initiative provides a suitable opportunity not only to produce more health professionals and strengthen the existing health workforce, but also to provide quality education marked by academic excellence, research and innovation, global perspective, and diversity and inclusion. Today, this turning of the sword ceremony, we mark the construction of a world-class campus, which will include teaching and training facility, state-of-the-art audiovisual classrooms, and laboratories incorporating new technologies for training, library, and other student services. I've been informed that as an international institution, the American International University is committed to providing a rigorous educational experience that prepares our students to be global citizens who can engage effectively with diverse cultures and perspectives. No doubt, the importance of a global perspective in today's interconnected world and preparing students to be global citizens to engage in diverse cultures is of great importance. Additionally, The American International University is expected to cater for 4,000 students, who will include both local and international. It will offer various courses across the health profession and promote education and tourism to attract international students, thereby serving the critical need for trained healthcare professionals in the sub-region. The university is also expected to collaborate with other local and foreign academic institutions. Therefore, I'm pleased to know that so far there has been productive engagement among the American International University, the University of Sierra Leone, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. You all have a collective responsibility to ensure we maintain the highest standard in teaching professional courses. I'm also optimistic about the potential partnership between the 34 Military Hospital and the American International University. Over the years, 34 Hospital has been a premier tertiary hospital which has served as a referral for thousands of citizens and a focal medical facility to address national health emergencies as demonstrated during Ebola outbreak and the COVID-19 pandemic. I've been informed that the partnership between 34 Military Hospital and the American International University will mark the transition of the 34 Military Hospital into a teaching hospital. This is expected to improve clinical services, laboratory services, diagnostic capacity, and systems in the hospital. I'm also informed that the revenue generated by the university will be used to support operations of the 34 Military Hospital. To the partners, the Mother and Fatima Bio Foundation, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, and the American International University, always remember that partnerships are not dependent on mere common goal, but a shared path of desire, determination, and passion to accomplish the common goal. We want to provide quality health care to our people, and therefore this is another major move by this government to support and create the enabling environment for this to happen. I assure you all of my government support and my personal commitment as you embark on this construction phase. We have been assured that this is not the construction that will take 5 years. Within 2 years, 2.5 years, we are going to push them to deliver within 2 years. Dr. Shukra, you have to deliver. You are operating in a military environment. If you want to work at night, we make sure you work at night. We don't want the construction to take too long. I will end by leaving you with these words, that every great building must show that its beauty and foundation stands on the test of time. Therefore, I hope the American International University will stand the test of time in Sierra Leone. On that note, I thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Esteemed invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I think we respectfully require another resounding applause for His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your keynote address. Your Excellency, sir, Madam First Lady, distinguished invited guests, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the vote of thanks. Immediately after the vote of thanks, we are expecting the national anthem, and from the national anthem, we are moving to the construction site just across the road here. So everybody is also expected to witness. But please, the movement is firstly the high table, followed by other invited guests, and the rest of all will follow later. So without much ado, for the vote of thanks, I want to respectfully invite Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Tomosia Anita George, who is the head of department for maternity at the 34 Military Hospital, to deliver the vote of thanks. You are respectfully invited.
His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, President, retired Brigadier General Julius Mata Bio, Her Excellency, Madam Dr. Fatima Mata Bio, Honorable Minister of Defense, Honorable Minister of Health, and Minister of Education, and all other honorable ministers and the deputies, the Diplomatic Corps, Chief of Defense Staff of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, all other generals of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, senior officers of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the Fourth Estate, good afternoon. I am Lieutenant Colonel Tomosia George and a doctor at the 34 Military Hospital. It is an honor today to stand here to give the vote of thanks for such a history-making event, groundbreaking event, pun intended. Mr. President, sir, we cannot thank you enough for making health and education your priority. The saying goes that education breeds confidence, confidence breeds hope, and hope breeds peace. And sir, I want to let you know that giving the people education, you have, in other words, giving them confidence, hope, and peace of mind. Madam First Lady, we cannot thank you enough for such a laudable project. We thank you for being such a formidable wife to the President and to your foundation for thinking of 34 Military Hospital. And you yourself have said that 34 is your baby, and you so want everything to be around them. Trust me, you're one rival that we're very comfortable around, and we don't mind having you as a rival. Madam, I am a proud graduate of the College of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. And also, I double as a lecturer at the College of Medicine. There are a lot of strides being made to push education and medical studies in this country. But however, we are faced with tremendous challenges in the area of availability of space and in the area of human resources and other resources. Ma, I want you to know that this project is a laudable project which would help to move education, especially in the health sector in Sierra Leone. It is much needed. To the representative of the American International, he said I can call him Dr. Dinash. Thank you so much, sir, for coming all the way to help this country and to see that things work out in Sierra Leone and to partner with us to build this kind of project. Sir, there are many questions that we have in our minds, but I am happy you said yourself that you are operating on an open door policy. The questions will surely come, and there are many, but I trust that we will take it one step at a time, because a journey of 1,000 miles started with one step, and now we are about to take the first step. Thank you very much, sir. To the ministers, Minister of Defense, Minister of Health, so much has been said about the work that you've done with, and Minister of Education, sorry, sir, with running with the project. We want to thank you for not only holding on to it, but also running with it and taking it the way that you have done. Sir, history would have been made and your names will surely be written down to say that you are part of making this history. To the Commander-in-Chief, to the Chief of Defense Staff and my Honorable Commanding Officer, I say thank you again for representing us in such a way that we can say 34 can lift up their head. I enjoyed when the Madam First Lady was talking about her experience with the 34 hospital. I want to say thank you, sir. Thank you, Commanding Officer, and thank you to the staff of 34 for making us proud, for standing up a day like today with our heads held high, and for us to hear them say that 34 is one of the best hospitals, if not the best, in the whole of the nation. Thank you for steering the ship so well, like you've always done. Thank you so much, sir. And to all of us present here, I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, but we are all important. I want us to know that education is very important, and I thank you for taking your time off to be here to see history be made. We thank you so much. And please let this not be the last. Keep us in your prayers, and not only that, you can also help in whatever way you can. Thank you so much for your presence, and thank you all for listening.
Well, let me thank Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Thomas Anita George for thanking us. Well done. Thank you very much. We now come to a very important item. But before then, please be reminded that after the national anthem, we are moving to the construction site. As I earlier announced, please let us give opportunity for our guests of honor and also the high table to lead us, followed by the other invited guests. And from here, just after the road, and that is going to be across the road, is the construction site. The military police, you are also respectfully informed to regulate the traffic there, because very soon people will be moving out, and also do that for us. So soon we are almost coming to the end of this very important program. May I now respectfully request that we rise so that we have the national anthem. Over to you, Armed Forces Regimental Band. Very important program, a program that goes down into the archives of the armed forces. This is the first segment. We are respectfully moving to the construction site to have the turning of the sword as required by the program. Let me respectfully remind you that another key activity that will be coming up for the Republic of Armed Forces is the passing out parade, God willing, at the Armed Forces Training Center, Benjamin Barracks, on the 26th day of this month this year. Let me thank you very much for coming. It has been a very, very interesting event. Do not forget that the Armed Forces passing out presidential commissioning, the passing out parade for this year for the special forces event will take place at the Armed Forces Training Center on Friday, 26th May 2022. There will be invitation to the
let's go.
Good afternoon, family. Of course, within the Wilberforce Military Headquarters, and today is a historic day as His Excellency the Calm turned the sword for Let Them Go construct the West African University for the military. This go until plenty in them with a benefit to the military. And of course, it's the project, the initiative come up from the First Lady. And His Excellency go launch them at any time. And I ask to any moment, go turn the sword any moment from now. We just did at the site, and we get various personalities in our midst. We follow with His Excellency. So at any moment from now, we come at the we're already there at the construction site of this powerful building, where I understand say the construction will take place within 2 years. So the president can turn the sword for this wonderful medical college. We then go train doctors, nurses, laboratory assistants, pharmacists, and some medical personnel. Them we, the military, will get for benefit from. Now the president already there, and again in gears, protection gears, we go put on for can turn the sword. It is with the First Lady and obviously the President and the person in charge of the West African Medical College. We can construct there already with some other military personnel, the CDS, and we get ministers of governments, we get other important dignitaries. We accompanying His Excellency the President for turn the sword of this historic medical college for Sierra Leone. This now the private-public partnership. We go for bill within 2 years. Within 2 years, and so that at least the army will benefit more on that. This will be added to the 34 military hospital already, where they under construction with some facilities already there. We, the Sierra Leoneans, will benefit from. So at any moment from now, the President will cut the tape. President already don't cut the tape. Sight. Stand here.
Travel or shovel? Yes, I take shovel 9 flowers. Put one brick. Then they put the block. Put the block, take the block, put it. Take the, yes. Put up on top. Take this. Yes, just put one of the number. Liam Pata, correct. Liande. Put up, Pata. Take that thing. Take the motor. Pass on before. Take one.
Pull up ball, pull up ball.
Outside the block.
Mommy, you put up a tab, man. Put up a tab. You take this.
If I don't do that,
But you take one now, take the other one.
you need to tie it. No, on that side. Yeah, so you need to tie it. Yeah, keep it. Yes. Yes. Tie it. This one not too far.
Go down in a block.
No, this way. All right.
Yeah, we will go to that. Next one of the block
We can go to blocks.
No, nobody will do
Yeah, how you doing? Well, good afternoon and family. As una the watch and see the ceremony with the gun. This now obviously the new university. Of course, this is now the American International University, West Africa. We, of course, the 34 Military Hospital, Freetown, Sierra Leone. Now this, we get for see after we then go down construct the building. Now so we get for see them, and now so we get for look like. And this now a 2-year project. A 2-year project, according to the people we get for Bilam, and the construction they start right now. As you see, it starts right now. So His Excellency just come turn the sword. Now this location they go for Bilam, so that within 2 years, this is now 2023, 24, like 2025, we will see this kind of building, where they go call the American International University West Africa, na 34 military hospital, Freetown. So we there with the force, and His Excellency just turned the sword, and this now the initiative of the First Lady, as the First Lady now meets with the president of the American International University, now West Africa. We are able for engage with them so that they can get a PPP, a public-private partnership, where they can build this university, and at the same time they run them. Then after that they hand them over to Sierra Leone. Now in the PPP, we of course that kind of arrangements they we get for go on na Sierra Leone, so that at least we get doctor them who then go train, we get nurses, we will get lab technicians, we will get a lot of people in the medical field where of course then go able for train now. So we'll not go they go again, we'll go in search of doctor them, or we'll get enough doctor them and other people them from other African states, West African states, then go able for Canada, they can study at this university. So, and the 34 military hospital, I say, then they upgrade them for at least it be 34 military hospital, whereby a lot of things they will not been there. They in the 34 military hospital now. So Sierra Leone gradually they move from the slumber, so that at least we save. Then people are where they come out now. Always they want to go Ghana. Not go one day again because we got a facility then I already with and they try for provide. And this will go for be a university where go for the West Africa, where other country them. Now West Africa will send the student them for country, and we'll get doctor. We'll get doctor that wouldn't go train, so that at least then go able for. But make I talk to one of the nurse. Make I talk to nurse them. We will get for benefits from this. Good morning. Your name?
I'm Khadija Tuali.
Khadija Tuali. Okay. Yes, now we will talk for the common people for understand. Now, how you feel we can get a university within 2 years like this?
To be honest, I feel overwhelmed and I appreciate this type of initiative, especially for women as students. It means a lot, especially we want to pursue the academic field. It's like I just don't know how to see, because this is now one thing where we all the dream and wish for, and today it happened for come to pass, and we day part of this remarkable history, and it also boosts the health sector now this part of the world, and getting another medical school here. It's like a kudos to us, and we the students, I want to say we appreciate the government and every partners for this laudable venture way they take. We really appreciate, and now we can go a different size and we learn different things. We specialize in different areas like the psychiatric, the pediatric, mental health, gynecology, obstetrics, and all the rest. So we really appreciate this as nurses and as student nurses. We really appreciate it, and we look forward for SIAM within the next 2 years. For me, some of we can do with doctorates, we can do with BSN and other. So we really appreciate it.
So you follow what you call it the same?
Yes, I follow what my colleague they say. Me they talk na Creole, although me na students, but we feel joy, we feel happy today for see this kind building here again for come to pass by the grace of God. We na students, we feel joy. I don't want to say much. We feel happy on behalf of my students them and my colleagues them. We feel joy today because now that kind of thing they are we they pray for now we own country. Now not they left here so we they go na people their own country. That kind of developments they are, so if we get an area we go able for develop we self. So I thank you once more.
All right, I see a student from Commerce, eh?
Yes.
Okay, what should they do? So very soon or in a lot of future you're going to be a doctor, not so?
Yes, sir.
All right, so how you see, but my theory you go qualify as a doctor from the such university.
Yeah.
So how you you see this?
I'm glad and I'm happy so much because we not go to travel again because not to all but if we get the opportunity for travel for go study abroad. So like if we get the opportunity there, we thank God for President Bio and we appreciate so much because like people in the strain really, students in the strain really in terms of medical side, people still in the strain. Like we also have a pre-BS student from commerce, come on job experience at 34. So
yeah.
We just want to say thanks to everybody, and we hope this could just be one of a contact point. We hope for see many more of this. Maybe we get different medical schools all around the country. At least we now go to travel health and scatter running up and there for chase education. Because you being educated, I think this is one of milestone for make you there above poverty level. And the health sector now one of the most lucrative and I could say one of the most passionate field where we find ourselves, which of course me no regret, and I believe so we all no regret. And on behalf of the students of Boo Alice in a nursing school, we want to appreciate the government, we appreciate everybody. Thank you very much.
All right, okay. Your name?
I'm Fatima Tatsue. I really appreciate today, oh my God, for see the first lady. You see this Anne? I know was her for 2 weeks because I don't touch the first lady. Oh, I feel joy. Me every day ask me today, but as soon as I touch him, I see him. Oh my God, the alone cool. So I really appreciate him and a man for this good work where they don't count now country.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Your name?
Mina Aminata Mabono. I'm the regional women's leader in North America. Now a blessing and a pleasure for the part of this history making, the groundbreaking today. We know say if only we give we president in the next 5 years, he go do waiting we not imagine. Sierra Leone don't then at the map now because of envision them. And he get a stronger woman we're able to deliver. We tell today not about we but about the president and the first lady. We tell and thank you. I they beg the first time voters them. If una see what not happen today, una see SLB they out there they give people there for talk. Not to say they just want one, they just want let the nation know say the president they do a good job. We tell una thank you for una services them to this nation. We know say una go able to do more. We tell Papa God thank you, we tell President Bio thank you, and Her Excellency thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Mrs. Agatha Nematulai Dembi. I come on America, New Jersey. I'm so glad for dinner today. First of all, I go School of Nursing. I'm nurse in America back. And I've been in 23. Now I get me education from nursing. I go under RMBSA now. I'm so glad I'm SFPP. I did a New Jersey chapter. Then I'm the chairman for JMB Julius Maada Bio North America group. Where the USA, I'm the chairman. Then I'm the chaplain for New Jersey chapter. Then I'm the chairman for the welfare committee. Today, I'm so glad because I remember the time when they go school, they do nursing. You know, a lot of things that we now improvise. But today we don't see say upcoming the new hospital and the new places now. Yeah, at the phone now, we know say we picking them and we family they get hope. And we all get hope. So do ya na beg at the beg everybody, as my sister say, the first timer voters then do ya with the beg una vote Maada Bio another 5, una get another 5 years chance. Una go see how this country go develop. And in First Lady, we tell God thank you for the First Lady, Mrs. Fatima Maada Bio. I tell you thank you. You're not a First Lady. We don't stand out on the whole world. You're not the First Lady. Where they do things where even I don't want to see any First Lady don't do that kind of work. So I just want to tell you thank you on behalf of JMB North America. Thank you SLBC for this opportunity we give we. And every Sunday, we're not the one that we're not the host. Every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. they come out and be able to say with they straight the record, would they make the record straight from the First Lady. Thank you and thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is K. James. I'm glad because this now developments with Maada and wealth then counts. But the other thing where I become annoyed because of some teacher dem dey na here and purposely I dey talk to Minister of David Senke Leyerimi. Teacher dem dey na here wey dem don teach over 20 years. Dem dey na this place here. Then we don write them say let them comot. But teacher don dey na here for long. You no go just write am for a few months. Then you expect am make he left the place. Then they when they ready now for can move there, they no inform them, let them give them if na like until like 1 week, then just can't move them at the place. And like I get even sister now we don't teach over 20 years na services we by first year. Right. So it don't there for long. Them is so for make provision for them and the teacher. But we get the understanding say then be say let them write the teacher their name. Now 6 teachers then at this particular vicinity. Right. Then they write teacher their name over 300. Now, yeah, that's they do. So then the list where Fatima Biosia, you know able to do anything for the teachers there. So David Senke let me voice. Okay. Let you know say the teacher and they are scared when they move come on here.
Thank you very much.
So now thank you very much.
Yes, madam.
Me I get to Naomi. I come out for Bo and listen nursing school. Me, I'm one of the person we happy today. Really. For cancer structure like this way they can put and we continue. When you want to do doctorate, you want to do anything when so much for like value except to travel. And not everybody get the access, not everybody get the money for travel. But to God be the glory today. They don't can commence this kind of building for we. I just said thank you to Mother Bio and Fatima and the whole foundation that will come together for make this particular project a success. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, now so we go round up. We go round up. Yes, what you want to say? What you want to say? All right, well, let's all go round up. Of course, the president just turned the sword for this beautiful building, as you see, is the American International University West Africa 34 Military Hospital. They were constructed within 2 years. And after 2 years, of course, they will begin on we will get trained doctors, train medical personnel. So now that we go for happy now this site map. So until then, we hand over back to New Englandville. My name is Dan Mosier and my cameraman James Coker and the technical man Alex Sisse. Thanks to my colleague in New Englandville, Lester Peak, on behalf of management and staff of the SABC, Dan Mosier, bye-bye.